She's like, Mom, I am homesick.
This is
I
like
don't
Norway.
want to leave.
I
Well, I do have to pick one or the other here. Can't do both.
She's loving it. She just got back from Germany and no, actually, she's going to visit friends of ours and they're there when you're moving back.
So we used to meet at 6:30 in the morning.
She wrote
For
back.
the school board member, but now.
She was gonna ride your board train back.
After this at 5 p.m. Christmas race to certificates of her. And when that's over with, I go to the city of Historic Preservation Committee. So I'm thinking tonight is Taco Bell for dinner. It's like, I don't normally do that, but like once a month, my life just goes down the
I can't
drain.
imagine. I thought it was something when you would.
And I had like a string of Zoom meetings, so the whole world is.
Let's,
I was with my feet
I think
just
it's
sitting
called,
inside.
yeah, let's call the TV Scott Free Library Board of Trustees February board meeting to order. Do you have any correspondence that you'd like to share with us this afternoon? We got public comment. Is we want to do it now or later?
This would be Kyle Gilkey. He is an employee here at the library. He's going to join us.
So he's joining us.
Yes.
Any other public comment? I don't think so. Your pleasure on the meeting minutes of January 17th.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and second to approve the meeting minutes of January 17th. Any discussion? All in favor of approval, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
They are approved. How about your pleasure on the revenue and expense report for January?
Again, a motion.
I'll second.
Motion made and second to approve the monthly revenue and expense report for January. Any discussion?
Yes, please.
Other than yeah.
As usual. I'm just, I'm interested in the longevity payments. 2 questions about them. When do we actually pay them out? Do we pay them out at the end of the year? I can't
Yes.
recall.
Yes, at the
And
end of the year.
So, and my question is, for anybody who retires midway through the year,
Yeah.
will that then be prorated? Will they get what they would have gotten if they stay? I mean, if somebody's got 30 years in, are they gonna get their longevity pay when they retire? Or is it, do they lose it? Because suddenly.
For that year,
Yeah,
it will be prorated.
okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Yeah.
Not that I know anything you don't.
No.
Right.
Okay.
I'm just,
We're all like,
I'm just
Yeah.
asking the question because retirement, people's retirement issues are on my mind for reasons that have to do with my other boards, so thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. President. Carry on.
You're welcome. Any other discussion? Seems like there are no surprises to the budget or anything yet, so. All in favor of approval, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? They are approved. And the monthly statistical report. Do we have a motion on that too?
Yes.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to.
I'll go for the trifecta, I'll make a motion.
Right.
Triple crown.
Okay, motion made and second to approve the monthly statistical report. Any discussion?
Just noting, Mr. President, that the total circulation, even though it's a small amount, is a positive number. Audiobooks are up, fiction is up, CDs and cassettes are making a last-ditch attempt to stay alive.
Yep.
And the digital library is just booming. So another, and if you look at that traffic overall, it's a great change. So again, group working really hard, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor of approval of the statistical report for January, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is approved. The Department of Public Instruction report, annual report, which is this little report right here.
Yeah. The important part is the library board's response. If you haven't had a chance to review the remainder of it, on page 10. And we need the board's approval of that, and then at that point, Mike is able to sign once you've approved it. So take a look at that. In 2023, the library system administration and staff spent a great deal of time evaluating processes and support provided to member libraries. In doing so, this library observed changes being made that only improve the existing effective leadership and guidance that have been experienced in past years and continue to experience in 2023. the system met the needs of the library. So, everyone's comfortable with that? Okay.
Need a motion?
Okay.
I'll make a motion.
All right.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Okay.
You want to just approve the report?
Yep.
Motion been made and second to approve the report of the Public Library Annual Report for 2023. Any other discussion? Oh, yeah, we got, any other discussion? All in favor of approval, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's been approved. Richard would like to speak about the Jane Zander Trust.
And some other items. I'll start out with James Andrews. We got the annual disbursement from the trust, and I deposited. It was $46,010.57, which was up about $4,000 from last year. It fluctuates based on how some of the companies we own perform and whether they increase their dividends, but over time they typically go up. Above inflation, but we've had a lot of inflation, so I don't know whether this is going to hold true. As of January 31st, 24, we had $1,434,000 in the account. And that'd be less this check I just wrote for $41,000. We keep track of the funds available because the endowment cash is not available to be spent. It's an endowment. Roughly, we have right now $200,000 available. I don't know whether we're talking a $500,000 renovation upstairs or $50,000 renovation. But it seems like it'll be a good start on whatever our project is. I think that's all I had for the Sander request. I think it's dropped to a couple $100,000 during COVID, and now it's back to over where it was before COVID. So I think Jane's investments are still continuing to do well. They're old-fashioned investments. They don't include the Microsofts and the Alphabet and whatever. It's just old-fashioned manufacturing companies that make stuff. I'm comfortable with that. If the board isn't, we can discuss changing the investments. Anyway, on.
Just, excuse me, I have to apologize, they are working on our security system right at the moment, and apparently he's testing some things, so that is what that noise is. I want you to not your hearing, it's not your hearing aid, it's Permar. So, just so you are aware, I just want to make that. Okay.
You hear it too?
Yeah, I hear it too, I'm hearing noises.
Okay, a year ago when banks started paying some decent interest rates, we took out 2 CDs that were roughly $200,000 each. The first one came due 2 weeks ago. And not knowing how much we're going to spend on this renovation, but knowing that I've got another one coming due in a month, I reinvested it all at 5.25% for 1 year.
Nice.
So, yes, higher interest rates, but they're not going to last forever, I hope.
Yeah.
And then we have the other CD coming due in a month, and I contacted them today, and they are offering money market accounts. That's where you can take it out whenever you want to, at 4.6%, and fixed rates at 5.15. I don't know, are we talking big bucks for this edition, or are we talking?
So
Well, you're gonna come up next.
Yeah, I am gonna come up next with that. I mean, I've been told that what we're looking at is around 100,000.
Okay.
Okay? And we are, and I'll talk about that in a little
Maybe
minute.
when you're
but
done, we'll
yeah.
talk about whether I should tie this up for a year or not, but there's $235,800 in that will be in that account when it matures.
Okay.
Okay, what else? I had something else here. Oh, I got a letter from Craig Nino telling us that we are the beneficiary of Norma Hanson's estate. 25% beneficiary. Norma was a clerk at Ace Hardware here for years. I met her when I came to town in 1978. She was just a nice lady then, and nice old lady.
Really nice.
She died.
Really nice today.
I don't know whether she left us 10,000 or 10 million, but I suspect it might. I did her tax return, so it's not gonna be 10 million. But it'll be something.
What, got 10%?
25%.
25%.
Craig wrote a nice letter, but he didn't give me any idea how much it is, and
No.
I decided I wouldn't bug him because he's retired, like I'd like to be.
Working on it.
He came back to work and got his old office help back, and I think he's working 2 days a week, and just all he's doing is estates and trusts to his clients. There's nobody doing that kind of work locally anymore. I think that's it.
From the torture, isn't it?
Any questions? Thank you very much for the report. Any any questions for Richard? Do we need a report?
Do we- yeah.
We did.
Hmm?
Pardon?
Do we need to have a motion at all to approve something
to
for him?
accept,
To
yeah.
accept and or to give him flexibility,
To,
right? Like, am I
You
wrong
can.
in saying that? Like,
I don't have a problem.
I think you're right, except that it's not listed
It's
on the
not
agenda as
listed
an
as a-
action item.
right.
And so
Yeah.
even though we're accepting something, the public doesn't get
Yeah.
notice.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you put it on the agenda next month,
Yeah.
I bet we'll approve it.
But I
Yeah.
won't be here next time.
You won't be here?
No,
Okay. All right.
Show off.
I'll be in.
So,
Okay.
The decision
Next
on
month.
on the second CD though, does that need to be, I mean, is that time sensitive that decision needs to be made?
No, because I can roll it into the money market account, and that's making
Yeah.
a paltry 4.6%.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
And that
then
can
we
be adjusted.
can always re-up it into a fixed rate CD and get the kind of.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Good question.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
so we'll put it on the agenda for next.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Well,
Again.
he won't be here. So
Well,
put it on.
we'll get it done, right?
Yep. We'll get it done.
Yeah,
We'll figure it out.
We'll get.
Next agenda.
All right, we'll let her finish her notes here, and then we'll get into our youth services renovation update.
All right. So I spoke with Nick today. His contractor is now in the process of looking at the schematics. And I might have mentioned before that he had some major surgery done, and now he's at a point where he can do some things. Nick was.
Excuse me, the contractor?
The contractor, yes, the contractor, yes, excuse me. So he was going to be talking with him today. I knew I would need to report today, so I needed to have some information. And my ask was that I would have some number that I could report next month. So, hoping that by next month I can have something to the board. And it's one of those things that it's a process that takes time, apparently. I am not a patient person, so this is driving me crazy, absolutely crazy. So, yeah. Nick gets lots of messages from me, so he knows I exist. So that's what I can tell you, and I'm hoping that we will have something to report. So, all right, that's what I got on that. Okay.
All righty, our library board trustee, we think we got somebody that wants to retire, see?
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Well, don't worry, you stay around and help her.
Right.
Either as a board member or not a board
okay,
member.
all right. So, Richard, his term is up in April, and we've been working on finding him a replacement as financial secretary. Darcy has graciously accepted to take on that responsibility as a board member. Thank you.
Yes.
And
Condolences.
No, you're not out of the room yet.
so, and so that will, that will be on the agenda for approval later this year. And we have someone in the works to step in as a board member, as a city appointee, and we will fine tune that. Right, the name?
Yeah.
Barbara Roethlisberger. She has indicated that she would be interested in joining the board, just didn't want to be a financial secretary. So we will, I will, now after this meeting, I will get in contact with her and then inform Steve Haas of that request.
If you're interested in her, she has quite a, what do you call it on the website? What do you call that?
Curriculum vitae. Yeah, her CV is, wow. Yeah, so, pretty extensive. So, anyway, all right.
That doesn't mean that if somebody else has got,
Yeah.
somebody you like, please let us know. Strategic goal, for number 1. Encourage and promote community members of all ages. We got the old people coming.
Yeah.
We got some young people.
We've got those youngsters. Our youth services department is hopping. So, and they are enjoying story time tremendously and all that shake, giggle, and wiggle stuff. So, yeah. And even when there is story time and there isn't shake, wiggle, giggle, we got a lot of shake, wiggle, giggle going on anyway. So, regardless of what's going on, it's happening there. So, we're excited. We're excited by that. Love the activity. We are not a quiet library, sorry. Especially not the second floor. So, all right.
Cool.
Wisconsin Trustee Central number 10.
So,
So that's just ongoing
yep, our library
situation with
policies.
us.
Yep. And we have nothing yet this month. We will have a few on the agenda next month. It's an ongoing process.
And your report, please. We're gonna have a record time here.
Wow. We are not, something like that. So lots of, the events on this report is quite extensive, and we're excited about that. And we have a lot going on. Got a fantastic team working at getting presenters and activities going on here at the library, and even outside of the library. So we're excited about that. The information, so when you walked in, there was some reports from the NICE project. That was part of the WVLS report that came out. I will talk about that in a moment. The circulation department, on your way out, if you didn't see it coming on in, that has now been replaced. We have laminate flooring in there. We got rid of that lovely carpet that was in there. So, looks much better, and excited about that. They managed to get that all laid in one day, which is wonderful. We were closed for staff development day on Monday, and that's when they installed it all. So we were able to be up and running yesterday for the public.
Was that the reason that the drop boxes were
That is-
temporarily closed?
that
Because
is-
they couldn't have access to that?
That is
one?
correct. Yep. And part of that circulation area renovation, we are putting an enclosure around the exterior box drops on the inside, the bins, in order to hopefully help with the heat and cooling. That area gets extremely cold during the winter months because of those drop boxes. They're open. There's nothing. There's just a leather flap. And so I'm working with Nick, and starting tomorrow, there's going to be some construction in that area that will close the exterior book drops during the day, but they will be reopened for our closed hours, so people can still drop during the evening hours when we are closed. During the day while he's working in there, so that books are not dropping on the floor while he's working, they will be closed, but then they can come inside and use the interior drop boxes. So, and that announcement was going to be posted on Facebook and our social media today and on the website. So, a few changes going on in that area, and it's much much needed. Our staff development day was a great day. We did some mental health and wellness stuff learned a lot about herbs and the whole mind body type stuff, and to keep my staff healthy. That has been a trick lately, and I'm sure a lot of people are aware of that. So it has been a busy place, and we are not immune to that. The illnesses out there, believe me, that's the case. But we got a great staff that when we have somebody out, they are willing to pitch in wherever they're needed. I'm extremely grateful for that. Casual Friday donations, a long-time tradition. I mentioned in here, we collected $1,600 in 2023. That is the most that has ever been collected by the staff for that type of stuff, and it goes out to all different organizations in the area. So I'm happy and excited to say that our staff is willing to do that. And so they give back to the community in a lot of ways. Our room reservation thing, we've seen a lot of influx in that, and I mentioned that. That continues to grow, so that whole youth services renovation thing, that's going to be a prime example of why it's needed. Recently, I had the Home School Association contact me. They wanted to reserve the community room for art projects. I have brand new carpeting on my floor in here, so I called them back and I said, I am excited that you want to use our space. I have a couple of requests, however. Can we avoid the liquid paint and liquid glue and any glitter? So she said, oh, absolutely. She said, I've got a lot of things that I can do and that would not involve those types of materials. But I said, we're hopeful that sometime soon we'll have a room that does not have carpeting in it, and so those types of reservations can be made without reservation. So.
But we like glitter.
Yeah.
Just not with glue.
Yeah. So. Yeah, oh, slime. Oh, thank you. I forgot about the slime. But she knows. Nothing liquid. Nothing liquid. So that's exciting, and like I said, being patient about that additions. Yeah. Anyway, makes me shake. So the Nice Team project, I had provided you with some additional materials. That is going to be something that at some point down the road the board will vote on. I did provide you with the materials that they were not included in the pack, but I have paper copies here. It talks about it was something that was posted after I sent out the packet. So the timeline goes through the middle of June. Middle of June is when we will make a final report to the boards, and then sometime after that, the boards will make the member library boards will have the ability to vote. We'll go through then Wisconsin Valley Library System, and then go from there. It is a lengthy process. There are a lot of pieces, and you're talking about an extremely large geographical area, so there are a lot of questions that are being asked now, especially when we start talking about the delivery service, the courier service. They have a work group that is discussing budget. The last recommendation, so we have the ILS recommendation, that's something that runs behind the scenes, and then the Nice Project Delivery Work Group made their work group recommendations, basically indicating that we would keep our separate courier services, but have a spot where those two courier services would meet and change hands.
Oh my.
Yes, that's where we're at.
Like a FedEx hub.
The what?
It's like a FedEx hub.
Yeah, FedEx hub, yeah, something like that.
Hopefully it lost for as much as the FedEx.
Oh, goodness. So, and with that, those are a lot of the questions, so with that exchange of materials, how, will that make a difference on how our patrons receive the materials? Will we see, an extended time frame from when they request a material to when they receive it? I mean, their recommendation is, and that has to do with the holds place, that's the, requesting something, and putting it on hold, how it's going to affect some of that, and that is another work group that's meeting, coming up, that's this next month. They will start meeting to discuss how they will handle holds coming in from patrons asking for materials from our library and other libraries in the library system. So some of this, I know a lot of this is Greek to many, but I'm keeping my pulse on it as a member of that committee, hoping to provide information. If anybody ever has questions, I'm happy to take those questions and share them with the committee if I am not able to answer them. As I had indicated before, they do have a website, and there is a question section in that website where you can send your concerns in as well. So, and they keep reminding us of that, so I am reminding you as well. So.
Now, are we the largest library then in the combined group, or is Superior bigger?
Well, Marathon County is the biggest library. So as far as the two systems,
Yeah.
we're about equal. We're somewhat equal in size.
So how many, our collection is about 58,000 physical items. How big is the combined collection gonna be if this goes through? Like,
Yeah.
it should be, with WVLS, it's about 2 million items, so if we're equal in size, it should be, relatively speaking, we're looking at 4 million items.
Yeah.
That includes electronic items.
And right now, there's no collection sharing between the two systems?
We do. They call it an interlibrary loan system. It's set up a little bit differently. There are some restrictions to that interlibrary loan system, where if we were a consolidated system, it would give us more materials to share more readily without extra steps. So,
Cool, thank you.
and those shared resources, I mean, they're, like, you were talking about some of those electronic resources. Northern Waters, they have different electronic resources than we do, so, if we do some combining, there might be some sharing of items, those electronic resources and those contracts that are being drawn up with the vendors could change the funding and the cost. So,
like for
there's.
the online classes.
Yeah, so,
things like
yeah,
that.
right,
Yeah.
right. So
Cool.
there are a lot of factors, a lot of pieces to that puzzle,
Cool.
more than 1,000. So, yeah, so.
Let's do it.
I'm always, anytime, send me an email, give me a call, stop in. If I don't have the answer, I will find it.
That's what librarians do.
And last but not least, Saturday, 5 p.m., we're getting together at the sauna. So, and you all are invited. Board members. Just a board member. It's a social gathering for the board and my staff so that they all get to know each other.
Spouses?
And spouses, yes.
Yeah, those are all.
Yes.
Are we upstairs?
We will, yes, the small room will have a taco bar.
Thanks for not making us meet outside.
Yeah.
Not that, it's not there yet.
Not there yet. Yeah.
Great.
So, that is all.
Taco bar.
Taco bar.
You gotta make your, and then try to eat that.
You know what? I'll make you a taco. We'll be good.
I'll have bowls.
And then try to.
Taco
I gotta put
salad.
more stuff in it than I'm supposed to put. I think that's something. Anyway, anybody questions for Lori? Thank you very much for your report. Anything else you brought before this meeting?
The next meeting is during spring break.
Correct, so I was gonna go to that too.
Oh,
So
okay.
I wanna make sure we have a quorum.
Oh, we may not have been.
Oh.
I'll be gone.
I will be gone.
And you are gonna be gone.
I
So
will-
right now, there are 4 that are going to be gone.
I'm on the cusp of.
For next month.
Next month.
And-
Hmm.
So next month's meeting is on the 20th, right?
Yes.
Oh, it's the 20th?
And we're missing our city rep anyway, right? We're missing another member.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, so actually,
And we do have a ton of babies due that month, so it's very possible.
You have
There
what?
won't be any place
A
warm.
ton of
but-
babies too?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
A
Oh,
ton,
boy.
a ton.
Yeah, so
A
March-
literal ton.
So spring break is the week of the 18th?
When you
Yes.
Okay.
find all their weights
Yes, I
together.
think so.
18th to the 22nd is
Okay.
spring break for maps.
Oh, boy.
Should we?
Do we want to change it?
Then,
Because there would still be time to post that.
Mm-hmm.
Posting, that should.
Can we?
No, the posting, yeah.
Can we change it tonight?
I could make it on the 27th, the following week.
Yeah, we can change it tonight. Yeah,
What
we
is the
can.
real date of the meeting?
The meeting date is
It'll be the
the
20th.
20th.
I'll be back by the
Okay.
So one
I should be here.
3, 4, 5. Yeah, well, we might have a
But you're
quorum.
dancing on that. If
I'm dancing on that,
Anybody gets sick, you're.
yeah,
You're done, right.
yeah, and our record hasn't,
Sorry to bring it up, but.
No,
It's a
I-
good thing.
I'm listening.
yeah.
I
are
think
we-
I don't have a
If we
problem.
do the, or the 27th,
Or the 13th,
Either,
which is
not
worse.
Well, the-
She says no.
the
27th.
13th, the 27th would be,
27th is open right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll take it. Yes.
someone
Is
does.
there, is,
It's open. To me.
I'll be back for
yeah,
sure.
Works for me.
but our baby doctor over there, she, is 27 better than?
That's
13?
much better than 13th.
Okay,
Although you
Alright.
never know
That's
what
better
the.
than the 13?
You don't,
Okay.
but
Yeah,
as
yeah.
far as we're just playing the probability
So,
game.
okay.
So I'll entertain a motion to
Move
move
meeting.
next month's meeting to the 27th.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, second.
Any discussion? All in favor of our next meeting being March 27th?
Aye.
Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? March 27th.
All right,
Good catch.
yeah.
Okay, now what about signing bills? Is that gonna be a problem?
I'll just call you.
Okay,
I'll call 2 people.
I'll be around here.
Okay, all right. Okay.
anything else that,
No, that would be the only thing that would be affected by that, so. That is all I have.
anything else brought forward this meeting? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn then.
So move.
Second.
Motion made to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thanks again for everybody for coming.
Thank you.